Hey guys, it's Amanda, the Rhinestone Realtor. Welcome back to my channel. So I get a lot of questions about pros and cons of being a realtor, being in the real estate industry. People automatically assume things are like it is on HGTV, where it's walk into a home, it's beautiful, and wrap up the deal pretty simple. And it is like that sometimes, but it's not always. So I wanted to give you 5 pros and 5 cons of being a real estate agent. So the first pro is that you get to make your own hours. So you don't have to sit in a cubicle from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, or 8 to 6, whatever normal people hours are. I don't even know. You don't have to be anywhere at any certain time if you don't want to. You are an independent contractor, so even if somebody says you have to be at a place, it is recommended that you go, but you don't have to because you are independent. So that is fantastic. So there are a lot of times that I'll take off 2-3 hours in the middle of a Wednesday to go get a chiropractic adjustment or get a massage or a facial, or I even cut out early on a Thursday and drove down to Galveston and did some work on the beach while I was getting a suntan. So it's really nice because you don't have to be anywhere specific if you don't want to. Obviously it is great for you to go to meetings at your brokerage firm, to do a ton of networking events, to show houses, because that's how we make our income, is by selling the houses. But the good thing is, if you need to take off time to go to a doctor's appointment and whatnot, you can definitely do that. Or if you want to work early, if you want to work late, you can do it. It's whatever you feel like. The next thing is that it is unlimited income. So most people know that realtors are paid by commission, so you get a percentage or a flat fee for each transaction that you do. So if you decide, oh, you know what, I don't want to work today, you don't have to work. You might not get paid and get something under contract, but if you want to hustle and grind and get out there and work 15-hour days and make 6-7 figures, you can do that. That's an option too. Or you can be average and make an average salary. It's all of what you want to do. So if you want to do something at part-time, you can do it part-time, supplement a full-time income. If you want to do it full-time like I am, then you can do it that way too. I mean, the sky's the limit. I think that's the phrase I'm thinking of. I can't talk today. I haven't had caffeine. The other thing is there's many other ways that you can make income as a realtor other than just selling homes. So you can lease out a property. A lot of landlords will put up properties for lease on MLS. I've got a few listed right now. If they don't want to show the property themselves, if they don't have a property manager, or if they just want to have more showings, more visibility to get that property leased out, you can definitely do that. Those are super easy to do. It usually takes a couple of days. Usually you get 50% as a fee, and it's super easy. You don't have to worry about it. You can sell houses that are little dumpy distressed properties, which is what I started out with. You can sell luxury multi-million-dollar houses. You can do property management. So if you are licensed and your broker allows, and it's allowed in your state, you can manage properties for people that you do not own the property as well. I won't go into that in this video, but that is an option. One other thing that I do is I actually do BPOs. It's a broker price opinion. So I've hooked up with some of these third-party servicing companies that deal with REOs, which is real estate owned, which is what everybody typically thinks of as a foreclosure, or potential short sales. So I will get in touch with them, and they'll send me an order to say, hey, you know what, you get $50, $100, $25 for whatever they're looking for. It's a super easy way to just stop by a property on the way back home and, pad the income. I did that for a month, and it paid for brand new tires for my car. I didn't have to worry about it. You can do that. You can have investment properties. You can buy them and rent them out yourself. There are so many different ways. You can be a private money lender if you wanted to do that. You can wholesale. You can flip. You can be a mentor. You can do YouTube videos like I am. There's so many different ways in real estate that you can make money, and it's great because it's not the same day every day, all the time. Most of the times I'll wake up and I have no idea what I'm looking at for the day, but I know what I have to do, and then other stuff comes in and the money piles up. The other thing is, this was big for me, you get to wear what you want. You might be able to notice that I am wearing workout clothes right now. I don't wear this all day, every day, but I have the option to. So when I'm showing an investment property, I will kind of dress down a little bit and wear a little bit more utilitarian type clothes, like tennis shoes, long pants, long sleeves, because when you go into a distressed property that's been vacant for years, there's going to be spider webs and bugs, and it's going to smell. You never know if there's fleas. I went to a flea infested house like 2 days ago, and I still had the heebie-jeebies from it. So obviously that's something that you can decide and what you feel comfortable with. I know some realtors who work down by the beach, they'll wear like beachier clothes and like Hawaiian shirts and shorts. And then some agents that do luxury listings obviously will wear nicer designer clothes. So I typically cater what I'm wearing to, oh geez, what's going on with the video? I'll typically cater what I'm wearing for what I'm doing for the day. So if I know I'm doing a lot of distressed properties, I'm probably going to be dressed like I am right now. If I'm showing multi-million-dollar properties, obviously I'm going to be in a nice dress and heels. So you get to wear what you want. You don't have to wear a certain button down. You don't have to have your beard trimmed for guys at a certain length. You don't have to have, you can have purple hair if you want to. You can wear rhinestones all day, which kind of what I do. You can have tattoos if you want. I mean, I've got a couple of them, and it's not a big deal. The cool thing about being in real estate is that you can wear what you want, you can brand yourself the way you want, you can do what you want. It's great, but you still have to keep in mind the real estate commission rules. You can't get too crazy. And then I think my favorite thing that I love about real estate is, if you work a normal 9-to-5 job, you're pushing papers, you're doing Excel spreadsheets, and you don't really get to see the happy faces at the end. Well, at the end of my job, I get to sit at a closing table and see a young family, an elderly couple, a brand new first-time home buyer, people buying investment properties, and every single time, no matter how difficult the transaction is, they leave with a smile on their face, and they're so glad that they did it. And so that's, I think, the most fulfilling part of my job for me is to see people happy, because there's so much negativity in this world that we have to deal with, and it's obviously not going away. But just to see that little bit of happiness makes it worth that 27, 29, 30 days worth of work. Totally worth it. So, and then of course, when they're happy, they tell people, and then sometimes that leads to more referrals. So it always works out, but that's one thing that I like about being in real estate as a broker versus property management, is you get a little bit more happy people. Now, some cons with real estate, there's always pros and cons. You get paid after you've done all the work. So you can go all the way up till the day of closing, and if your client is dumb and buys a brand new truck because he's excited and he wants a brand new truck to go in his brand new garage and at the brand new house, that changes his credit, and then the thing falls through. So you do the work before, and then you get paid the commission at closing, or once it's leased up, depending on what type of deal it is. So that is something that you have to consider. Sometimes houses close within 2 to 3 days. Sometimes they take 2 to 3 months. You just have to prepare for that. And if a deal falls through, you don't get paid. Simple. So there have been many a times when I have not made money on a deal, and it falls through for one reason or other, whether it's in a flood zone or or they go and buy a truck, or they go into the hospital. I mean, I've had all different things happen, and that's just part of it. So that's why you got to keep your pipeline full and running, and just keep on going, and hopefully that deal will be salvaged and you can work with them later on. Another big thing is, as an independent contractor, you don't have an employer. And if you don't have an employer, then nobody pays you benefits like health insurance, medical insurance, dental, I don't even know what else, 401ks, retirement plans. That's not covered. That is all on you because you're an independent contractor. Now, I'm a single lady, so I don't have anybody that has that 9 to 5 W-2 income that has those benefits. And the real estate association is pretty good about getting all these different like discount plans and whatnot for us, but it is easier when you have those benefits from a W-2 income. So that is something to consider. You do have to put aside for that. You do have to pay for that out of pocket. But, you know, comes with the territory. The other thing is, when I got started out, I did a lot of nights and weekends. I still do. I still work 7, 8 o'clock every night. But most people work a 9 to 5 job that has those benefits, and so they only have nights and weekends to go see houses. Granted, that does change our schedule a little bit, and as you get more experience, you can kind of keep a more normal hours, not showing at 8 o'clock at night or on Saturdays and Sundays and whatnot. But that is something that you do have to prepare yourself, that you're not working Monday to Friday 9 to 5 all day every day. Sometimes it's nights, sometimes it's holidays, sometimes it's weekends, sometimes it's on your birthday. I actually sold the house on my birthday. That was pretty cool. Happy birthday to me. And then the last thing is, there are a lot of startup costs that a lot of people don't remember. You have to go and pay for your classes and your tests so that you can actually get your Realtor license. You have to be part of the Realtor Association. I'm down in Houston, so HAR has quarterly, monthly, and annual dues. So that all comes through. You have to pay for your super key. You have to pay for business cards and yard signs. You have to pay to take classes every year to keep your license active. You have to pay for marketing. You have a lot more gas and mileage cost on your car because you're driving around all over the place. You have to pay to put ads up for your listings. So if you're taking photos and videos of the property, which I highly suggest doing, don't do it on your phone. Find a group that can do it, and then you also have to pay the showing service so that they can take the calls and set up the showings. So there are a lot of startup costs that you have to deal with that a lot of people don't realize. You obviously, once the house closes, that reimburses you and then some. And then there are ways to save money on it, which that'll be another video for another time. But that is something that you do have to put out of pocket. There's nobody reimbursing you. There's nobody guaranteeing you income every month. It is all on you. But just keep in mind, you go through all this and you enjoy being out and about, seeing all these houses, meeting all these people, and it's all worth it when you get to that closing table and they're just beaming and smiling and they're like, "This was a horrible transaction, Amanda, but because I had you, I felt safe and I'm glad I did it." So anyways, if y'all have questions and comments, you know what to do. Go down below, hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.